Hey everyone, I'm Chris from Champion Helmets, and today I'm doing a review for the Roof Boxer Carbon modular helmet. So I have with me here the Roof Boxer Carbon. This is the new flagship from the French company of Roof, and it's the successor to their popular Roof Boxer V8. Now, straight up, the biggest addition that they've made is this extra X in the name of Boxer, so it's now the Boxer. They say that it's symbolic of all the different improvements that they made to the helmet. Personally, I just want to know how much an X is really worth. Yeah. So if we look at the weight though, it's much better. The old Boxer V8 was 1,750 grams. This now weighs 1,550. And that's because they've made it out of carbon fiber and fiberglass. And that's also why they added carbon to the name, the Roof Boxer Carbon. And 1,550 grams is quite respectable for any modular helmet. Now, if you look at two of its closer competitors, the HJC R90 weighs 1,450 grams, about 100 grams less, and the Shark Evo 1.2 weighs about 100 more at 1,650 grams. So it sits nicely in the middle there. Like I said, it's quite respectable. And in terms of sizes, it now comes in 7. We have XS all the way up to XXL. So hopefully you should be able to get a good fit for your head. So you're going to notice that a lot of changes to do with the Boxer Carbon are going to occur around the chin bar area. And first of all, we're going to look at how it opens and closes. But I'll show you how that worked on the old V8. And that was that you had to kind of push and pull out on these little clips and then pull it up, and then to lock it you had to pull it down and then pull again on these, then put it into place. So you couldn't do it with one hand. It was a bit of a complicated process. It wasn't really user friendly, but with the new Boxer Carbon it's very simple. I've already opened actually. So just go click, click, and it just opens like that. So it's very simple. You can do it with one hand. And then to close it, it has a new auto lock system. So you just go like that and it's closed. It's very easy with one hand. Now, if we just open these up to the full 180 position, which is kind of Roof's signature feature, we'll notice the little toggles here. They look a bit like horns, kind of like a bull or a demon. Personally, I like to think it's kind of like Mercury or maybe like Asterix the Gaul, because it's a French company. I think it's kind of funny. And yeah, maybe it makes you go faster, who knows. Well, actually, Roof thinks that they do know, because they do this, they say, in order to reduce drag. So a normal modular helmet like this, it's going to have a lot of pull on this part. It's going to pull the helmet back, it's going to be uncomfortable, and it's going to slow you down a bit. But when it's back like this, the airflow is going to be a bit more even over the top, but it's still going to catch a little bit here, and it's going to have a little bit of drag, but overall it's much better. And then if we go to the visor, it's pretty good. It's anti-scratch and anti-fog, which is important because it doesn't have any pins for a pin-lock visor. And then again, one of the major changes has come to do with the chin bar with the visor, and that's the visor seal here. Now you notice it's soft material, it's a silicone material, so you can close it the normal way, which is first visor and then chin bar, or you can close it like this, and it seals. So this is a new system from them. It works quite well. It makes a nice seal there, and you can see there's yeah, it kind of goes into it. But we can also do it like this. And we get an even nicer seal, which makes a nice even line there. So it's quite a good system. Quite a big improvement over the Boxer V8, which was a much more difficult kind of like, it worked but it kind of didn't kind of system. So yeah, so it's much better. And then staying again with the theme of the chin bar, let's talk about the ventilation. So on the chin bar alone, we have 6 vents. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you have some good customization options there, and you should be able to get to the level that you want. And then on the top we have the one big vent, which is controlled by the slider here. So it's quite easy. You can do that with a gloved hand. It's not a problem. So it's going to pull air into this vent through the helmet, and then it's going to exit out the back. So like I said, the ventilation is quite good. Alright, so now for when we don't want ventilation, the visor seal gets a pretty big yes from me for keeping rain and wind out. I really liked the way they've changed it. The vents do a pretty good job keeping you comfortable in that uncomfortable weather. The neck curtain seals you pretty nicely into the helmet, gives you a nice snug fit. And really the chin bar, the visor, the ventilation, it's all gotten a really big rework with the new Boxer, and it's going to be much better than the last one. Then on the inside, everything soft is removable and washable, which is always nice. Plus underneath we have space for a Bluetooth comm system. Just make sure it'll fit the Boxer before you go out and buy one. It is also now a bit more silent than the V8, but it's still going to be a pretty noisy helmet despite all of their attempts to improve upon that. And they have, but it's still going to be a bit of a noisy helmet compared to some others in the same range, and also, well, definitely in the higher ranges. And especially when it's opened, it's going to be quite noisy, so watch out for that. Then in terms of safety, the Boxer Carbon has you pretty well covered whether you wear it as a full face or an open helmet. That's because it's been E2205 certified in both positions. So that's great. Legally, you're covered no matter how you wear it. So that's always good with a helmet. You can wear it how you want. So if we look at a couple of the other features of the helmet, here we have the chin strap. It's now anchored to 4 points on the helmet, which is nice. It's not groundbreaking, but it's good to have. Basically, it's going to roll less on your head, and in an accident, it's going to be a little bit stronger. And the buckle as well for the chin strap has been changed. It's now just kind of like a push and pull buckle, pull and release. I like that. Some people don't. It's going to come down to a bit of your own personal choice. Personally, I think it's a very easy system, very intuitive. And then if we talk about something that's a little bit less specific, that's the looks. It looks great. It's a good looking helmet. In the jet position, it looks great. It looks like a fighter jet helmet. Who hasn't dreamt of being a fighter pilot as a kid? It's awesome. I like it. And when it's open, you get that asterisk, the Gaul, Hermes, bull kind of look. I reckon that's a lot of fun. I reckon it's pretty unique. It's going to look great. People are going to like it. You're going to stand out. Especially in white, I think that really makes like all the different angles and everything pop on it. I think that's a great color for this helmet. But I know a lot of you guys really love the black. It's the most popular one, I think it is, in terms of color. And then when you have this helmet, you're going to have to make a few compromises. It's with every helmet. It doesn't matter what you get. It doesn't matter how much you pay for it. It's going to be a compromise somewhere. Now on this helmet, the cost is going to be a bit of a compromise. And that's because it is quite high. It's running about $600 US, 540 euro, I think, from memory. So it's quite a lot. And then we look at the HJC Alpha 90. That's coming in around, I want to say $520 US, something like that. And then the Shark Eva 1.2 even at 480. So there's a bit of a price difference there. Almost that's $100 in some cases. That's quite a lot of money. And the weird thing is those helmets are going to be slightly better value. They're going to be slightly better in terms of quality and comfort, but they don't look as nice. So that's going to depend on what you want. Like the quality for this helmet is not great. It's not been a direct focus. Something like the Shui Neotech 2 or the Sport Modular from AGV is going to have a much higher focus upon quality, but then you're going to have to pay a lot more for those helmets. Where this sits, it's okay. It's not spectacular, but it's not terrible. Where it really shines out is in the looks. You can obviously tell that's what they're focused on. Just when you look at it, you can tell it's a style helmet. And especially if you're in America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, it's not really well known in those countries, and that's because it's a French company. They've focused a lot on the European market, particularly in France. And so it's going to be a little bit more exclusive in those places. If you like that, then that's going to be great for you. But if you're someone who likes to talk about your helmet online, that's going to be difficult unless you speak French, because I couldn't really find a single forum in English, mainly in French. If you want to learn a language, probably don't learn French anyway, because it's a tough one. Yeah. But if you're the kind of person that likes to, carry a brochure around in their pocket and kind of tell your helmet story to anyone that's going to listen, this will be a great helmet for you, because I'm sure plenty of people are going to ask you what helmet it is. And then, for me, this helmet is not what I would want. It's got that clear focus on style, and everything else comes second, whereas I want a helmet that focuses more on value and then comfort and quality. That's not to say I don't like this helmet. It's a good helmet, it looks great. It's just not what I would personally want from a helmet. And I would wear it. If it was on maybe on sale or something like that, I'll definitely pick it up. There's nothing wrong with it per se, it just doesn't cater towards my specific needs. And so, what do you guys think about the helmet? Do you like the roof boxer carbon? Do you think it deserves to add an extra X to the name? Or are you going to wait for the box carbon, with 3 X's or something like that? I'd love to hear what you think, so leave a comment down below. So here with me I have a few questions that I pulled from online forums that I got from asking the colleagues around the office, about just asking some people, and my own general questions that I think might pop up as well. So I'll read them to you and kind of answer them, and if I don't cover something that you want to know about, then leave me a comment and I'll get back to you as well. So the first question is, what kind of competitors does it have? Well, that's a good question. It has kind of pretty much just 2 competitors. That's going to be the HJC R490 and the Shark EVA 1-2. And as I mentioned before, they're both going to be a bit cheaper and a little bit higher quality. And the question as to why you should then buy the Boxer, or why you should then choose the Boxer actually, is because it looks good. That's the focus. So you have a focus of kind of like value versus style. Another question is, why don't I see roof in America? Basically, you don't see roof in America because they don't want to be in America, kind of. It's a French company, and they've marketed and sold largely in Europe and France itself. That just makes it a bit more exclusive. It's definitely not a reason to not buy the helmet. You can still buy this helmet in Australia and New Zealand and stuff like that. It's still fine. It's just going to be a bit more exclusive is all, and some people really like that. Another question, which is very important, is the Boxer or the V8? So this is about 1/3 more expensive than the Boxer V8. So there's that, but this has none of the good features that this has. In that case, if you like the style and you're just kind of looking for a good looking helmet, but you don't have as much money, then this is going to be a good option for you. But if you have a little bit more money and you're willing to spend it, then this is going to be much better for you in terms of comfort, quality, and just general usability. And are they good quality? Yes, they are good quality. They are ECE rated, so they're safe. They will save your life in an accident. There's nothing wrong with them. They're not as good quality as an AGV Sport Modular or something, but different price points and different focuses. Focus on style rather than waterproofing and soundproofing and all that. Another question is, how much does the chin bar pull when opened? And the answer to that is, it does indeed pull a little bit. When it's opened up all the way, as I showed you before, it's not going to pull much. But if you kind of duck your head down like that, then it's going to catch a bit more, and then it's going to pull. And the thing is, you're not going to be going fast with this open. It's not designed to do that. You can, I suppose, but it's better not to. And you can't really take it out on a track day because it's a modular helmet. It's not designed for those high-speed crashes. So it's going to pull a bit, but it's also going to depend on your head. If it's like that, it's going to pull a lot more than if you're just kind of riding kind of straight back and normal. So I'm Chris from Champion Helmets, and this has been my review for the Roof Boxer Carbon. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then like it and subscribe to keep up to date with us. And if you didn't like it, then why not give us another chance? like and subscribe anyway. But yeah, I love to hear from you guys, so drop a comment down below. And if you liked it, thanks, and I'll see you next time.